Hello everybody, I'm Stefan Blamberg and I'm the creator of Circle of Elements. This is my game for the J13K Games competition 2014, and today I want to explain the rules in detail because some people had difficulties understanding them, and I hope I can explain it by just playing the game and commenting on every move I do. So first of all, let me explain the game area. You have the score and the high score here. The high score is unfortunately resetted after you refresh the web page or the site, and it's currently 21. Let's see if I can beat it on this try. So this is the where the main action takes place. You have 9 different fields on this 3 by 3 grid. And on these fields, the elements can spawn and you can move the elements to them and so on. So under this you have or beneath this you have the 4 buttons for left, right, up and down. And with these buttons you move the elements. And if you click on a button, you move every element by 1 in this direction. Here you have the hints to remember which element beats which one. So fire defeats earth, earth defeats water, water defeats wind, and wind defeats fire. And here you can play the game again. This reloads the page. Oh no, it doesn't reload the page, so your score is still there. You can visit the rules. This will be opened in a separate tab. And you can also visit my website. Okay, so now let's start. I click on play again, and you see it's always a random element that's spawning at a random position. And this happens after every move you do, or like here at the beginning of the game. So now we have fire in the middle of the game, and let's start. It's no matter which one. I will take the next one. Okay, wind in the middle. Okay, so let's go. Um, you should always think on what element isn't necessary, because the main goal of the game is to have at least one of each kind of elements always in the game. So now we have fire, water, wind, and earth, and they are all still in the game. And as soon as one of them gets defeated and there's no no other element of this kind in the game, then it's game over for you. So now we have 2 wind elements, and let's try if we can defeat one of them. So we can do this by moving right. So you see this element, fire, move one right by 1. This element move one right by 1, and earth 2. And then a new wind element spawned at this position. Is this clear? Okay. So now we have a little problem, because if we would now move down in order to defeat this wind element with the water, then the fire would automatically battle against wind. Because wind and earth and fire and water can battle against each other. So here you see these elements and these elements can't battle against each other. And also same elements for sure. So now if an element comes to the edge of the game area, it just keeps its position and the next element comes, and if 2 elements let's say meet each other, then they fight against each other. So here nothing would move, and if I move down, the water element would fight against the wind element, which is not bad at all, because water would fight wind and we have enough wind elements left. But fire would also move down to the wind, and then it would be defeated by the wind, and you would have no fire element left in the game, and yeah, you would have lost. So the same for sure with moving up, because then it would be defeated directly. So we only can move right or left. So let's move left. Now a new water element spawned, and we can now move left again, and here nothing would happen because water and fire can't battle against each other, and wind can't battle against each other, and wind and earth too. So water would battle against wind, and it would win because water defeats wind. If I now move to the right, wind and water would also battle, but you only get a score point if the attacking element wins the fight. So if I move wind to water, wind would be the attacking element and water the defending element, and wind would lose, so the attacking element loses and you don't get score points, so you have to move to the left. So you now see we have one score point and a new element spawned, and we can now move once again. So we still can't move up and down because we have no other fire element spawned, and can only move left or right, so let's move right. Okay, now we have a new fire element and we can now move down, but we wouldn't get a score point for this because you see the the wind, the fire would move down, would be defeated by the wind, and so you don't get score point, and that's not what we want. So let's move left or right again. If I move right now, earth would defeat water, and here nothing would happen, so let's do this, and we get a score of 2. And a new fire element spawn, and now we can finally, or we could finally, defeat this fire element, but you see, now we have a problem on this side, because earth would defeat water, and that's our last water element, and then we would have lost, so we can't do anything but moving right again. And you see there's still no more water element that spawns, so if we move left now we get 1 score point because we defeat this earth element. Okay, a new wind element, that's okay for us because now we can move right and get score point for defeating the earth. And another wind element, now uh, we have a bit too much wind, so but we can't do anything against it because we would still lose water if we move up or down. So now we can only move left again, or right, no matter, and get 1 score point for this one. And now finally a new water element spawned, and we can move up. And if you move up, everything will move up. This will defeat this one. This uh, wind will defeat fire, and we can finally defeat the water because we have a new element. So, and for sure this element moves to this position, and this position is then empty, and the water element will just move up by 1. So there's no problem with this. Oh, game over. Oh, yes, we didn't have another fire element left in the game. So you see how fast it can happen that you lose the game. But yeah, my high score, my all-time high score, it's 21. I have to admit, I just beat my own high score before the recording, and yeah, try to beat 21, and send me a screenshot to my Twitter account, which is at Stefan Blamberg. You can click here to get to Twitter. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you now understand everything and have fun playing.